a day that reminds us of our faith. Today is a day that speaks to our calling. Who is it that I am called to be? And that is something that informs our actions. And I'd like to start with you. Apologies for kind of fiddling there. I'd like to start today with a quote from Saint Teresa of the Child Jesus. And as we're going today, I'd like you to kind of settle this on your spirit. It's a quote about calling. She says, "If I were a priest, how lovingly I would carry you in my name, in my hands. When you came down from heaven at my call, how lovingly I would bestow you upon people's souls. I feel the call of an apostle." And the reading, the very first one today, has a quote that I'd also like to set upon you before we do a meditation on mindfulness exercise, if that's okay. Write down the vision clearly upon the tablet, so that one can read it readily, for the vision still has its time. Our vision, our call, our faith, like a mustard seed, settles upon our spirit and calls us to action. And so, if you would, please allow yourself to settle, to close your eyes. If you would, with me, also feel your feet on the ground, your back on the chair, your bottom on the chair. Allow yourself to become aware of your breathing, in and out. Allow yourself now to be transported to another place. This place is one full of things that make you feel at ease. Perhaps it's a childhood home. Perhaps it's a neighbor's dining room table. But this place has certain smells familiar to you as well. Take those in. It also has certain sights that comfort you. Allow yourself to accept those. And now in this space, allow Jesus to enter and hear again these words. If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted. You would say to this boundary, this obstacle in your life, be uprooted and be planted in the sea. Go away from me. If you had faith. If you had faith that your calling was something deeper. Now perhaps you have a response to Jesus. I can hear it almost. For some of you it's, but I already know my calling. It's X, it's Y. I've already fulfilled my calling. I've done X, I've done Y. Well, Jesus, in this moment, might say, allow it to be heard in your heart, that your calling is renewed, that your faith is not over, that your faith is an action, it is a verb. Now in this space, I'd like for you to take a moment and find yourself speaking to Jesus about what it is that you need to do. What obstacle to your life, to finding comfort, is before you. Allow him to hold that. take his arm and go to the door in whatever comfortable setting you had found yourself. And step out of that door. Open it, step out, and find yourself in an uncomfortable setting in terms of something you know you need to do, but you haven't. Is it tending to the poor? Do you find yourself in a homeless shelter? Is it walking with those who need support outside of the boundary of a church? Whatever it is, imagine what it's like to have Jesus there with you, supporting you in that work. How do you feel? This feeling, as you walk in space that's difficult, as you find comfort in the uncomfortable, is faith. As you find peace in the call to do for those that need, is faith. And so let's walk ourselves back into our comfortable space and begin to come out and back to this space here in the church by taking a couple of breaths in and slowly opening your eyes. Yes, this meditation is a little different than the ones I normally do, but it's one that calls us into action, and that is the faith of a mustard seed, right? The mustard seed grows huge. It's a tiny seed that grows into a huge element. This is our faith. If we do for those that are in need, if we hear Jesus and understand our call.